If you had considered making a long-term commitment to a particular handicapper for the final couple months of the football season, and as college basketball heats up, today is the day to do so because, guys, in just a moment, I'll give you a money-saving discount coupon code that'll save you 20% off your total purchase today. It could save you hundreds of dollars. All the details of that coming up in just a moment. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this, of course, is going to be your Saturday video report. You know I like to talk about the good and the bad. I also tell you about what handicappers are doing, both good and bad. But today, I'm going to take a moment to talk about myself, guys, because today I have the biggest play of my career going in college football once more. I am 10-0 lifetime with rare 30-dime releases in college football and pro football combined. 10-0 lifetime. Now, as you know, normally 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes. This is a 30-dime play that I've got going today. 10-0 lifetime, only the third time ever I've had a 30-dime play in my career in college football, and today it is going to be my revenge game of the year. Now, you may recall, I just had a 30-dime play last Saturday in college football. It was Houston laying 20.5 at home and a 37-7 win over SMU. And that was on the heels of 2 Sundays ago, cashing in with my second NFL 30-dime release this season. Chicago in revenge with the double-digit blowout at home against Detroit. Of course, when those two teams, the Lions and Bears, met the first time this season, and a Monday nighter last month, I had a 30-dime play on the Lions. So, 10-0 lifetime with these plays, 3-0 this season, 2-0 ever in college football. The second, as I told you, was last Saturday with Houston over SMU. The first was Auburn over Oregon and last year's BCS title game. Now, guys, understand this, the magnitude of this play. Let me frame this for you. 15-dime releases, which are more or less my bread and butter plays in college football, pro football, and college basketball. Dating back to the start of the NFL preseason in August, they are 25-13. Included among them, when I told you LSU would beat Alabama outright the first Saturday of this month. Arkansas in a blowout in two Saturdays ago as well. That was a 15-dime play as well. This play today is twice as strong. I have also, after bouncing back from a Thanksgiving Day loss, and you know I always tell you everything up front, guys, Thanksgiving Day I actually had a loser, a 15-dime play on the Dallas Cowboys, and despite that loser, I am still 25-13 with those 15-dime plays in football, college and pro combined, and college basketball since the beginning of the NFL preseason in August. And here's the bottom line, guys, the way I look at this play. After cashing in and improving to 6-0 in college basketball, haven't I told you, opening month of the season, best time to make money in college basketball, 6-0 starting college basketball following Friday's winner on Xavier, which happened to be winning day number 17 out of 22 and best bet winner number 6 out of 7. Over the past 5 months, I've netted out, accumulated, gained, whatever word you want to use, about 350 dimes in net profit. And listen, the way to make money when you're a gambler, you've got to accumulate that bankroll, build it up, and you've got to take shots when you see it. The opportunity there. That's the way you expand the bankroll. That's the way you even win more money. I'm playing with somebody else's money. That's why I'm all in today on this 30-dime play. Now understand, guys, framing this totally and just putting it in total perspective for you, you've got to play this play accordingly. You've got to play it according to what your bankroll is, what you can afford to lose on the game in the worst case scenario, because the only time as a gambler that you get into trouble is when you bet more than you can afford to lose. So this is not a play to bet the mortgage money on. It's not a play to bet the money you had allocated for food next week. It's not a play to bet the money that you would put aside for Christmas gifts, okay? You've got to bet this play accordingly. When I'm telling you it's a 30-dime release and I'm 10-0 lifetime with these plays, I'm just trying to frame it for you in terms of how much I love this selection. So that's the deal for me coming up today. Now, let me get to that 20% money-saving discount coupon code for you. It is going to be HOLIDAY20. HOLIDAY20. HOLIDAY and the number 20. Put it all together. You enter that in your shopping cart when prompted, and it'll save you 20% off your total purchase. But guys, this is unlike the $25 discount coupon that I gave you yesterday. Because here, you have to put everything you want to buy at one time in your shopping cart and then apply the coupon. Now, you don't have to use it to buy my plays, okay? But you can use it to do anything you want. If, for example, you want to get my play, but then you're also interested in Craig Davis's 100-dime release or the latest winner for Scott Delaney, you've got to buy them all at the same time. You can't come back 3 hours later and use the coupon. So it's got to be everything in your purchase, everything in your shopping cart at one time. Then you use the coupon code, again, which is Holiday20. You apply that, and that's how you save 20% off your total purchase price. And listen, guys, you can do a combination. You can buy somebody's play. You can buy Scott Delaney, who $10 bettors have won $11,000 following his advice over the past 8 months. You could buy his 3-month package and save hundreds of dollars. You can buy a month's worth of the Insider Money Moves, 30 and 14 the past 12 days after going 6 and 2 on Friday. You can mix and match. You get 20% off your total purchase using the coupon code HOLIDAY20. Now, free plays for you in just a moment. Going to take a look at a couple of games here in college football. South Carolina Clemson and Maryland NC State. You know, I just wanted to point something out. Yesterday, I talked about 2 college football games. Tulsa, Houston, along with your big game between Arkansas and LSU. And sometimes it's the plays you don't bet on that are your best bets. Because a little voice in my head kept telling me to stay away from those 2 games. And I expressed that to you yesterday. I told you I thought Tulsa was the play. But there was that little guy whispering in my ear that kept saying, how much money I've won on the Houston Cougars this year. How much money Case Keenum has won me this season. How could I not possibly take Houston laying just 3 points with Case Keenum as my quarterback? So I stayed away from Tulsa and offered you that advice as well. And in the LSU-Arkansas game, everything kept pointing to Arkansas, Arkansas, Arkansas. But 2 things kept bothering me. How this Razorbacks team barely got by a bad South Carolina team at home earlier this month, and how they got walloped on the road in Tuscaloosa against Alabama this year. How were they going to get the job done against an LSU defense that might be better than Alabama's? So I stayed away from that game too. Even my free pick in college basketball yesterday was Syracuse. I expressed my doubts whether or not the Orangemen would be able to cover the big number against Stanford because I figured the Cardinal would slow down the pace of the game just as Virginia Tech did against Syracuse on Thursday night. So those 3 plays I avoided, and instead, I went with my lone release last night that I personally wagered, the one that I released to you, making it best bet winner number 6 out of 7 and winning day 17 out of 22. Xavier, I told you the Musketeers would win by 13. Last night, they won by 14 against Georgia, covering the 10.5-point spread. Now, let me also remind you guys, before I get to the free picks, DraftStreet.com, in conjunction with them. Once again, the free contest. Doesn't matter if you've entered it every single week of the season. Running it again this weekend. $300 of my money up at stake. Fantasy football. You've got until 1 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday to finalize your rosters. You get a $100,000 mythical bankroll. You play GM. You've got to pick a couple of quarterbacks, couple of running backs, couple of wide receivers, a tight end, etc. Takes you less than 10 minutes to put together your team. Here's the deal. $300 at stake. My money. Top 9 finish in the money. Last week I finished number 4. Of course, the 2 weeks prior, I finished like 137th and 239th in the contest. But you're competing with me and everybody else out there, and it's all decided after the Monday night game between the Saints and the Giants. So check it out over at DraftStreet.com. You use my last name, DeMarco, to enter the contest. Another one of those games today where that little voice in my head is talking to me. I really think Wisconsin is the play here. Minus the 14.5 points against Penn State. But it's a huge number considering Penn State's defense, their unveiling of the Wildcat attack last week, the fact that the Badgers can't stop the run, and the fact that Wisconsin's offensive line is beat up and Penn State can bring it defensively. So even though I think Wisconsin is the play, I'm going to stay away from them. It's a tough play. Instead, let me look at Clemson and South Carolina. Clemson is a 4-point underdog. Why? Because they've sucked lately. This team, gets blown out at Georgia Tech, gets blown out at NC State, barely beats Wake Forest in its last 3 games. That's how the Clemson Tigers have fallen from the ranks of the unbeaten. But I am not sold on South Carolina. Connor Shaw at quarterback? Okay. Marcus Lattimore's out. The freshman, Wilds, I think his name is Brandon Wilds, has stepped in with 100-yard efforts in 3 of 4 games since replacing the injured Lattimore. South Carolina has the defense, but here's the deal, guys. I think that Clemson, having already wrapped up its berth in the ACC title game, I think they just looked past NC State last week. I think they were totally focused on this game with their arch rival, South Carolina. Another key to that lost NC State last week. The most dynamic performer for Clemson isn't the quarterback Boyd. It's the freshman wide receiver kickoff returner, Sammy Watkins. He did not play last week because of a shoulder injury. He's expected to be in the lineup today. He makes a world of difference with this team. So I am going to go with Clemson today. By the way, Watkins, I think, has 68 catches and 10 touchdowns so far this season. I'm going to go with Clemson today to get the win. I think they won it outright against South Carolina as the 4-point dog. The other play I'm going to give you today is going to be NC State. Needs to win today in revenge against Maryland to become bowl eligible. This Maryland team, how the hell did they beat Miami of Florida in the season opener? I mean, this team has just totally collapsed, losing 10 out of 11 since, straight up and against the spread, 6 consecutive ATS losses. NC State 6-0-1 ATS run in conference play, playing in Raleigh. They're playing in revenge because they lost 38-31 last year in College Park. Remember, Maryland last week lost to Wake Forest 31-10, another team that was playing in revenge. NC State, meanwhile, last week hammered Clemson, as I alluded to earlier, 37-13. So I'm going to go with NC State in this one. They've only allowed an average of 9 points a game in their last 3 games. 4 of their last 5 foes they've held to 2 touchdowns or less. And again, Tom O'Brien's team needs a win to become bowl eligible. I say they get it today, covering 12 points against Maryland. Good luck, everybody. And again, that Money Saving discount coupon code is going to be Holiday20. And I'll talk to you again on Sunday.